Aloha, Dr. Heather Tucker here, and it is Taste and See Thursday. Welcome to another episode of Taste and See Thursday. And what I have to share with you today is the number one secret for total success in any goal. Do you have like goals that you want to be able to achieve even by the end of this year? Or have you started thinking about what are the goals that you want to be able to achieve in the new year coming up? Well, listen up because this is going to be something that's really going to support you in naturally being able to manifest and implement that goal with much more ease, grace, and flow. So let me share my screen and then we'll get into it. I'm sharing my screen to you now. All right. So this is the secret to total success for any goal. And before getting into it, I just wanted to let you know a little bit about me. I am living the mom life and CEO life. You see my beautiful family next to me. And my background is actually in IT. I used to do a lot of computer programming, human computer interaction, have 20 years of research and teaching experience. And I ended up going on this journey to really be able to figure out a better way for working smarter, not harder, stressing less, strengthening my relationships, and leading with much more energy, ease, and momentum. And as a business and life harmony trainer, I specialize in connection mastery. So I show entrepreneurs how to improve their energy, their mindset, and emotional intelligence, and communication and action plan in order to bring new clients into your business, to charge what you deserve, to create more freedom and authenticity in your work and relationships so that you can be more present with your loved ones. And today's secret is all about the mindset. It is your mindset that makes or breaks success. Your thoughts and emotions, they have energy, and it connects to how your attitudes are, how your behaviors are, even the patterns that you run in relationships and business and health. See, what I recognize is that our mind is also like a computer filled with ones and zeros, and it has these connections and these calculations that sometimes may have served us at one point, but not oftentimes maybe in our new way now, or it may not even serve us in the future. So here's the thing. When there is disharmony in one area of life, it will bleed into another area, whether we wanted to or not, consciously or unconsciously. So let me share with you. I just moved my notes over here so you can see it even, so I can see it even better. Here is what it has to do with. It has to do with, first of all, understanding your mind and what it is made of. So there's three parts to the mind. Your three selves. There's three selves even within your mind. There's first your higher self. That's like your connection to spirit, to the divine. That's where your love and your joy and your intuition operate from. That makes up about 1% of your brain. Then there is the conscious mind. So we consciously set these goals, these actions. We have the willpower. We make these decisions. We do these plans. The conscious mind is like about 10% of your brain. The rest of your brain is what we call the subconscious or the unconscious or even the superconscious. And that makes up about 90% of your brain, right? Or really like 89% of your brain. And the conscious mind is like the goal setter. It'll set the goal. This is my intention. But it's the unconscious mind that is the goal getter. And one of the things that happens is as we go through life, our unconscious is programmed based on the patterns that we experience. So we have these patterns of behavior. And what happens with the unconscious mind is it tends to want to resist change. It always wants to serve you in its highest good, and it thinks keeping the same paradigm will keep us safe. That's why when we go into new careers or we go into new relationships or we go into a new journey of our health, any area, it tends to have these same repeating patterns until we change the pattern. And so this goes into what the secret is I want to share with you is. So write this down. If you got a pen, this is really amazing. Okay. Total success for any goal has four components all the time, always. a spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical component. People talk about like manifesting and how to be able to actually bring things down in reality. It follows this same pattern. And what's interesting is like a trickle down effect. So, for those of you who are in business, maybe you got the idea of doing your business like a spark idea. I should go into business. I should become a coach. I should become an entrepreneur. So it goes down into, you get the idea, then it goes into your mindset, it goes into your mental. And it's kind of like, oh my gosh, what are the thoughts about this? Can I do this? Who's going to listen to me? What goes on? All these mind monkey thoughts can come into place, right? Because the unconscious mind is starting to fight against the new change when the reality is the only constant is change. So let's say it does get through the mental body, then it hits the emotional body. And a lot of times it is the fear or uncertainty or the worry of what will come that will actually prevent whatever you're called and whatever that spark or idea from going into the physical reality. So this is why the work that we do is really specializing in the mental and emotional segment, because when there's clarity in the mind and the emotion, the heart space, then all the things that you're called to do, they just flow. It becomes easier. It's not like you're fighting against it. I also like to put it into 3 buckets. So I remember one time one of my bosses, he said, Heather, there's 3 representations of you. There's who you are, there's who you think you are, and there's who other people think you are. So we look at like the spiritual part, right? The spiritual part of you, that's who you are. Then the mental and emotional part, that's who you think you are. And who others think you are is basically what you experience in your physical reality. So the mind is like this computer. It has so many calculations, and it's a lot oftentimes based on patterns, like I said before. So our patterns are our behaviors, our triggers, our automations, the things that we do automatically, the responses to external situations, and even our negative emotions like anger, sadness, fear, hurt, and guilt. Those actually have such a heavy weight as compared to those feelings of love, connection, emotion, oneness. So total success requires a change in the pattern of operating, like a new way of being. See, because our patterns tend to be hardwired. Once the unconscious mind learns something, then it sees every single thing that it experiences as that same thing. For me, I'll share with you, like, one of the biggest difficulties for me was relationships, right? And I recognize, I'm so glad that I released this, but I had this belief that all men were buttholes. And that is so not true, right? But it was something that my unconscious mind had learned, and then that's all I saw, right? So when we change the way that we look at things, the things that we look at change. And here's what's really kind of crazy too, is that not only are these patterns just from us, but they can also be patterns that were passed down to us generationally, right? So the only way to deepen the connection with yourself and other people and to be able to bring the things that you want into reality is by interrupting and changing the pattern. This gives you a new way of being, more being, less doing, and that actually equals more having, for more harmony, for more freedom, and for more liberation. Like, where it's actually safe to be you, and it's also safe to let other people be them. So here's the process. When you can even look at this like total health, spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical. Your business, total spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical parts of your business. Your relationships, your family, all of these go into these same 4 buckets. And when there's harmony on all of these levels, spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical, then there is no conflict. There's only calm, there's only connection. And that's one of the things that I wanted to be able to share with you, because when your whole mind and your whole energy are working towards your goals, then it makes everything that you bring into the physical reality like so much better, faster, and much more effective. So it's about less thinking and more trusting. Okay. So I want to hear from you too. Put in the comments below, like, what was your biggest takeaway from even that chart? Like, which one of those bubbles, let me go back to it. Which one of these bubbles are really calling for your attention even more? So therefore you can bring and manifest whatever goal that you have that you desire. And if you're interested, I'm sure you are, if you, especially as you've been listening to this and like having some awareness, there's a way to interrupt the pattern and create a new way forward. And it's like one of those things where I always say, if there is best to deal with things when they're a pebble before they become a big mountain. And sometimes they become a big mountain and then we're like, okay, we have to do something about this. But if you're desiring to operate with much more calm confidence and have clarity on the way forward, to own and express your authenticity, your uniqueness, your message to make a bigger impact, or to reprogram your mind for total success, then I highly recommend that you come to our communication mind mastery training. And I'll actually put the link in the comments below. And let me see, here's the thing. Let me stop sharing so you can see me. Here's what happens. It's about having clarity with the big picture and the small details. I say when there's mental and emotional wellness, we end up operating with our wisdom. A lot of times we're taught to focus on the mental aspect of things, but the emotional aspect is also very important and more powerful. So when we operate in our wisdom, then every single step that we take is right, whether it's interacting with other people, whether it's being successful and connecting in our business, whether it's whatever it is. So it all starts with you. All change starts with you. And take a look at the link in the comments below. Go ahead and fill out the form at the bottom of the page and let's have a conversation to see if this is a good fit for you. Even if you want some more clarity, we can be able to have a conversation on that too. My mission is to support you in achieving yours. And I look forward to hearing and seeing you on another episode of Taste and See Thursdays next week. Sharing is caring. So make sure you share this message and give someone else the gift of positivity and how to be able to support their goal, and have an amazing rest of the day. Peace.